Hello, good morning. What's happening? Happy Friday, folks. Happy Friday. It's a good Friday. It's a good Friday. Good morning. Let people stroll on in here. I don't know if we're live yet. I haven't seen the numbers yet. Find out. Oh, I hear Smile Off and see. Okay, I see 4 people. People are strolling in. No bus stop today. Courthouse live. Courthouse live. Pre-courthouse. I see Paul's there. Great job at the standout yesterday. Sorry I couldn't make it. Obviously, had a lot to review yesterday. I had like 2,000 pages worth of documents to review yesterday. And oh boy. Oh boy. Well, okay. So good morning, guys. So I am on my way right now to Dedham District Court because we filed a motion to vacate or amend the restraining order that the fake victim has against me that she got under false pretenses because she lied about an assault. She lied about being in fear. And now that we have the full data extraction, we know that she's not. So anyway, I kind of did a whole stream about it last night. I wasn't expecting to get that deep. Honestly, I was just planning to talk about like the hilarious exchange between Bradel and Kearney. But as it turns out now, I just started talking and I'm like, you know what? I can't even explain this if I don't tell the whole story. And I've been meaning to tell the whole story for quite some time. And I didn't even tell the whole thing. There's still more, but I feel like you got the general gist of it. The general gist of everything that happened and led up to my completely unjust incarceration. Like it sucks going to jail. It sucks even more when you're like completely innocent. Like that's the hardest part about sitting in that jail cell for 60 days and being away from your kids. Like that's hard. And being away from your job and everything you love. And you're sitting there and you're like, I really didn't do anything. Like this is just a lie. Like none of this happened. And and having people out there, even turtle riders who are like, I got some messages from people in the last 12 hours telling me that like I didn't know what was going on back then. I never heard the whole story. I'm glad you told the whole story because I didn't even know what to believe because I never talked about it. And so, I'm glad I got it out there and the whole truth's out there. And, today we are going to try to get this order vacated because there's no reason for the order to be in place. Orders are for people who fear. This is, there's no legitimate fear here. It's quite the opposite, actually. I'm the one in fear, if there's any fear. And I just want to, people like, well, at first I thought, who cares if this order's in place? I'm not going to see this person. But the problem is that the order, as we saw on February 26th, can be used as a weapon to try to send me back. And I'm no use to anyone if I'm in jail, especially my kids. But also you find people, if I was incarcerated, that would suck. It sucks. Once jail was once for me, So anyway, we want this gone because it's unnecessary and it violates your civil rights. Like I have to leave places if this individual shows up, right? Like or risk going back to jail. I can't, I have to watch every word I say on my show. It's very, it's stressful, like you don't need that over your head. So if anything, I'm the one that should have one, but regardless, we are going to try to get this vacated. And I don't know which judge we're going to see. I thought it was Pomerol, but now I'm told it could be McCollum. McCollum is the guy that issued the order in the first place and revoked my bail. So let's hope it's not him. But, we've got a lot of evidence. Like, for instance, we got the phone records now. And one thing in the phone records that we saw, like she, in court on the January 8th, she said that she didn't have her phone. She said that, like, under oath, like, because she was ordered to bring her phone in. and she didn't bring it, and she said she forgot it, which we all knew was a lie. This woman's, you know, glued to her phone. But now we know why. Because there is a buttload of exculpatory evidence on that phone that shows that they were plotting against me the whole time and lying. And we also saw that during the proceeding, during like the breaks in the proceeding that day, she called Jill Daniels. She called Krusty Panties. She called Twisted Tragedies. She was constantly checking in with them. So she had her phone and she was messaging all these people. So it's just like, that's one thing that we're, you know, I mean, it's just like if you lied in court on the day you got the order, then what else did you lie about? But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we get justice. If we don't, maybe we can get it amended because there, to allow me to attend the Reed proceedings, even though it's in the small courtroom now. Even though it's in the small courtroom now, I'd still like to go. If I can't get in, then I just stay outside and just hang with the people for a bit. And just, I think it's important. What's going on outside is almost, you know, is really important. So I'd like to be there for that. And, you know, I could get evicted from that. I could get locked up for that, for just going there. And I don't want to do that. So maybe we can get it amended so that I can attend the hearing, you know. And by the way, she also, Paul O'Keefe reached out to her. So that's, we said it wanted to talk to her. And I thought that was interesting because why is he thinking about her? Why is that on his mind if he's seeking justice for his brother? It's just odd, I thought. But anyway, yeah, so that is, the glare is, I'm told, is streaming today. I don't know if there's probably a Zoom code for it. You could probably just get it. I'm sure somebody can post it in the justice group or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'm headed there now. I just wanted to check in. No bus stop today, but when I don't do these lives, everyone thinks I'm dead. I'm not dead. I'm very much alive. And looking for some justice today, and hopefully it starts turning. Because I felt good. Like last night, getting that off my chest, that felt good. Like I've been holding on to that for too long. And, you know, because it's hard to talk about it, and it's like a little embarrassing, quite frankly, because I'm the guy who researches everyone, right, and finds out about, like, you know, ratchets particularly, and look at me, like I felt like I fell for it, and I feel like I was just manipulated, man. I was manipulated, and you know, got played as badly as you can get. I mean, that might be the worst breakup story of all time. But let me tell you, one thing I learned from that was, you know, my life, when I crashed my car on Christmas Eve and then went to jail, it's like, that was like God telling me, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get your shit together. You know, get your shit together. You know, like, even though professionally doing real well with the Kearney case, absolutely. But like personal life, like, bro, what are you doing? You know, like, who are you hanging out with? Why are you doing this? Sneaking around, coming back at 3 a.m. with like somebody who's really, you know, beneath me. Like, what are you doing? So anyway, you had to hit rock bottom, and I talked to, I made a lot of good friends in jail, actually. People that I hadn't really talked to as much before, like people that I talked to a couple times maybe, but not like, you know, best buds with. And I started, you know, and when all you have to do is talk on the phone, right? You talk on the phone a lot, and that's all I did. So I talked on the phone a lot, and, you know, let's just say, you know, it was good to hit rock bottom, because you can meet better people that way and realize that you're looking for something else. You know, you were looking for the wrong things. And, you know, let's just say, you know, my taste, people are like, you have horrible taste, Turtleboy. What are you doing? It's like, okay, I had bad taste, except for the one exception there. Okay, I had bad taste. My taste is much better now. So let's just put it that way. So anyway, guys, Thank you all for supporting me. We will see how today goes. Even if it's not vacated, we tried. You know, I've got a lot of losses in this courtroom at Dedham District Court. But, you know, I just have, if there's any justice at all, then this order will be vacated today, if there's any justice at all. So hopefully it works out, but even if it doesn't, that's okay too. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and living my life. Like the best revenge you can have is happiness. That's all you can do, is just be happy, you know? When people try to destroy you, and they want to hurt you, and they think they got you, they send to jail for 60 days, and you emerge from jail happier than ever, and with a brand new perspective on life, then they didn't defeat you. They didn't defeat you. So we will talk to you guys tomorrow night for the live show, and yeah, maybe I'll see some of you today. Peace. Yo, what's up, turtle people? Let me put that up. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Happy afternoon, Friday afternoon. One person rolling in there, still in Dedham. Sorry about the delay, just got a little lunch. We're excited. I feel like it was a complete victory today. We'll talk about that in a moment. I was interviewed on the news and on 𝗵𝗵. He got the exclusive interview first, so subscribe to 𝗵𝗵 if you haven't already. And yeah. So what's up, everyone? Little post-court live here. Post-court live stream. If you missed it, put that up a little more. If you missed it, we had the restraining order hearing today, and we got what we ultimately wanted, which was the order was amended so that I can go to not only the Karen Reed hearings without worrying about, you know, triggering any sort of violation, but any courthouse in Massachusetts. We went the extra mile. I can go to any courthouse in Massachusetts. Go to, you know, you pick it. If she's there, I can be there. I don't want to be around her, obviously, but, you know, we went for, you know, sometimes you go for you're like, yeah, fuck it, let's just go for the whole thing. We tried to vacate the order, right? This is our plan. We tried to vacate the order, but it's never happened before. There's absolutely no case law about a restraining order being vacated completely. It's never happened. But we had as good as argument as many, like as anyone. She's called me, right? She's texted me like a bunch of times, and now we know she's created multiple Twitter accounts, including, I didn't even talk about this on the show, guys, last night. She made a porn account of me, on December 20th. It was like Aidan strokes a lot or something. It was like Aidan cranks, something like that. Aidan cranks come. I forget what it is. And we only found this out because of her emails, because we got an email notification. She got an email that said that, oh yeah, that she made this account. So like she's got a lot of videos of me, I'm not gonna lie. And people are like, you shouldn't send videos. Okay, it happens, okay? People send videos, not a big deal. And honestly, it's just like, it's happened before to me. Like, and you know, it sucked the first time. You know, it would suck if it happened again, not gonna lie, but it would suck less, if that makes sense. So, you know, whatever. And where does it just kind of disappears. It's not like you can Google it and it comes up or whatever. So it's just ironic that this account was created on December 20th, because that was right when, you know, I ended things. Watch my stream last night if you want to learn more about that. Right when I ended things, and I was there that day. I was in her apartment that day on December 20th, and she made that account. Whew. So, and I remember her afterwards, like I left at like noon, and she just started asking weird questions to me. And like telling me like, what if I told you I have news that Karen Reed is guilty? And she's like, but it's inadmissible, she kept saying. And I'm like, so what is it? So tell me. Would it matter? Would it matter? Would you change your mind? Like, it was very clear at this point she's just being fed McAlbert lies and nonsense. And yeah. So anyway, it's just ironic that she did this, because she's got, like, what was it, last month? She showed up to the State House uninvited and got up on a microphone after all the action, on the day that the revenge porn law was passed. She shows up at the State House with Grant Smith Ellis and 𝗵𝗏𝗏 𝗧𝘂𝗏𝗏. Between the three of them, they have no job. And she shows up there and sees an open mic after the people who actually were involved in passing the legislation spoke at those microphones, and there was cameras there, and she just got up and she's like, I'm breaking my truth, she said. I'm breaking my silence. And everyone's just like, didn't notice you were silent, don't know who this lady is. And she gave this whole speech, which was insane, in which she said she was a revenge porn survivor while being there with Krusty Panties, who has sent revenge porn out on multiple people. And she claimed that she was a victim of revenge porn and thanked Madam Speaker as if she had anything to do with the legislation. Like, it was straight psychotic. And she keeps, like, to get the order, she said that, like, he's threatening to post revenge porn on me. Nope, because I'm in it. I don't want to be in that. I'm in it too. You know what I mean? It's just like, nope, don't need that out there. Don't need that out there. Definitely not my plan. Don't want that. So, you know, but she just wants to be a victim so bad. Oh, there's my former home. There it is. There's the Dedham House of Corrections, I think. Yep. Oh, there's my cage. Oh, that's where I did rec. That's where I ran miles every day. Don't miss it, to be honest. But yeah, so it's like, you know, yeah, she's like Tim Bradle said, she is evil. And it's like, I used to be scared of her, to be perfectly honest. It used to be like on January 8th, that was my toughest day in prison. Not getting, like, having that order granted and seeing her with her, like, evil smile. And she stares at you in court too. Like, I'm told she stared at me today. I didn't look at her, and I won't look at her. She disgusts me. She looked gross today, by the way. Like, I looked at her, I'm like, ooh, what was that? Like, ew. Like, that's a hard 37. Not good. I'm like, what, you know, whatever. I don't know, the makeup went on wrong, something was wrong. But either way, that's not my issue with her. The issue is the fact that she lied and put me in jail and won't leave me alone and just let me go on with my life. Like, why does she even want this order? Like, I'm not trying. She knows she's not in fear of me. It was great, you know what I mean? So I can't wait to get all the audio from this and play it. If you missed it today, 𝗪𝗻𝗄 Machado on Fall River Reporter did a fantastic job live tweeting, like, word for word or almost what happened. So check out her tweet thread on that. But yeah, man, it was good. It was a good thing. Number one, we got it all out there, right? It's nice to just get this all on the record about, like, in an open courtroom, everything that happened. Like, so they asked me this, right? So check this out. I didn't tell you this story. Like, it's just so ironic that she's always complaining that she's, like, victim of revenge porn, and then we find out she made one of me. Now, she didn't post anything on it, but that was clearly the plan. It's still up. I don't know if she's taken it down yet, but it's still up. So her lawyer asks me, and this guy was clearly, he cost $8,000, we're told. She raised $8,000 for this guy. He didn't have time to catch up because it's a lot. Like, a lot of lies he got caught in with this woman, and it's hard to keep up. And so he asks me, did you create a porn Twitter account called 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗃, as in OnlyFans, and use a picture of her daughter in it? And because this is one of the insane accusations she's made against me, that I posted child porn of her kid. She uses her kid like a prop, the closet baby, the one that lives in the closet. She uses this poor kid like a prop, and, you know, is supposed to, you know, you're posting porn of her. Like, who does that? Ew. Anyway, so the lawyer asks me, did you make this 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗃 OnlyFans account? And I go, no, she did. And he goes, what? Oh no, your client, she's the one that did. She made that account. You didn't know? She didn't tell you? Oh yeah, she made that. So there was this account that was created on December 13th called 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗃, and it replies to me. I noticed it because it replies to one of my comp posts, and this is like 2 days after I dumped her, right? And so it replies to one of my posts, and it says, I'm gonna fucking destroy you, or something like that. And I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, oh, she made it fake. I knew she was gonna do this, right? I knew she would do this. It's just right up her alley. And the picture, the profile picture she chose was a picture of her and her 2-year-old daughter, fully clothed. That was on her private Facebook page. So like you could not, the public couldn't get this picture. So she posts, I'm like, I immediately knew it was her, like no doubt about it. And I immediately know I figured out what was going on. I'm like, she's going to blame me for this. I know how she operates. She's going to blame me for this. And so, like, I know as a fact, no one else would make that account. No one else would make that account. This is exactly up her alley. And now we know she did because of the data extraction. We know she made that account. So, oops, there's a reason they're trying so hard to hide this. Imagine doing that, making a Twitter account called, you know, that's supposed to be about you posting porn, and you're pretending to be the guy who dumped you, and then you use your daughter as a prop in it. Ew, it's fucking disgusting. 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 And again, I don't know why she's doing this, because, like, we can both just move on with our lives. Like, I didn't want to make, as Natalie said, she didn't want to become one of Turtleboy's ratchets. Who does? Who does? So why do people, I don't get people, like, why do they do things, like, to become ratchets? Like, why not just move on with your life? I don't get it. But some people, I mean, she chose this. She was so upset with me because of the ending that she sought out 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗧. And that really says everything at all. Imagine seeking out a scumbag like that, who, like, lost her kids due to abuse. Ew, gross. Crusty panties. I mean, what else is there to say? So, anyway, yeah, so it was great, man. And I'll tell you one thing, like I said, if I interview with 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗧, I'm like, even if this doesn't get granted, I don't give a shit. Like, we tried and got it all out there, and it was very clear the judge said he wanted, like, he was going to look for something, case law. He couldn't find any. And then he goes, but, as soon as he said but, he goes, based on what I heard in this courtroom today, in other words, based on the fact that this woman got caught lying so many times, we're going to go over probably tomorrow night on the live show, based on all of the lies that she got caught blatantly telling. Like, my favorite personal lie was when Bradel asked her, why on February 26th, when you called the Dedham police at 2:30 to report that your car was vandalized, why didn't you report to the Officer 𝗁𝗂𝗍𝗂, who testified at my hearing on March 14th, why didn't you say that he just violated the restraining order? Like, why didn't you mention that to him? Because the officer testified to that on March 14th. She's like, she never said anything about that. I would have arrested him if she did say that. It wasn't in the report. And so he asks her, why didn't, she goes, did you report to him about the restraining order violation? She goes, yes, I did. And we were like, what? You did? Oh, and that's just, we caught her. Like, he's like, oh, deer in the headlights. She forgot her lies. And he goes, really? So why didn't you? So the Dedham police are lying then. Have you done anything to follow up with the Dedham police about why they didn't put that in the police report? And why they didn't charge him and arrest him immediately? She's like, no. Like, she just couldn't. It was just like a liar got called out today. A stone-faced liar. And dude, I went to jail. I sat in a jail cell. You don't understand how hard it is? It's hard enough to be in jail for 60 days. That sucks. But to be in jail over something that you know is a lie, that you know she just made this up. This never happened. I never laid a finger on her. Ever. Ever. Everyone knows that. This is a pathological liar. It makes it much harder, right? Those first few nights when you're in there, knowing that these evil, diabolical scumbags are enjoying this right now. That she's calling Jill Daniels and they're saying congratulations to each other, and this is fun. We're separating kids from their father. This is fun games for them. It is hard to comprehend that level of evil, especially from someone who you previously got conned into thinking actually kind of cared about you a little bit. You know what I mean? So that makes it was just like, it is what it is. But so it was validation for me to hear the judge today, when he came back with the but about, like, based on what I heard in this courtroom today, I'm amending the order. And we didn't even ask him to. He just did it. I'm amending the order. You can go to any courtroom you want. Any courtroom you want. You can come within 50 yards of her. Anything you want. So we're good. I can go to every single Karen Reed trial date. We win. That's all I wanted to do was go to the Karen Reed trial, because that's what I do. That's what I do. I cover the Karen Reed case. Period. And we won. And it was a great victory. And not only did we get amended, but I take a personal sense of satisfaction when I get the truth out there and I am believed, right? When people believe the truth, when people see the truth, that is because, you know, I don't talk about this much because it's a sensitive issue. And like, she's always, if you mention her, if you write her, she goes to the police and says, he's talking about me, he's violating, and I don't want to go back to jail. Like, who knows what she'll make up? I try to not talk about her. I refer to her as the fake victim. I don't even say her name. So it's like a sensitive issue. And, but so it was so satisfying to just watch her get caught in lies today, to watch her own lawyer shake his head and like, what the fuck did I sign up for? To watch the new prosecutor, the guy who was going to be taking over for 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗃, because 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗃's out, by the way. So we're going to get a new prosecutor, 75-year-old guy, who isn't going to text her and be best friends with her like 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗃 is. And to see his face in court today, it was like, what the fuck did I sign up for? What did they just dump on my plate? I got to deal with this person? This is my star witness? Are you fucking kidding me? She's lying. She's gotten caught in a million fucking lies. And it's all downhill from here, folks. Not only am I I will not be convicted of any crime. I will not go to trial for any of these. The only thing I might go to trial for is the violation of the restraining order one, just to have a jury acquit me. That's it. I will not ever be convicted. I will not be tried. So, you know, it's just not only that, but then after these charges are dropped, that's when we sue the fuck out of everyone. Oh my God. That's when the suing starts. They locked me up for something they know I didn't do for 60 days. Now, we could sue her easily, obviously, but you can't bleed, you know, money from a ratchet like that. If you make your money off SSDI, which she does, it's all, you know, and various child supports from the baby daddies that she hasn't put in jail, right? That's it. You can't get any money out of that. She's a welfare queen, right? So we're not going to sue her. We're going to sue the people that used her, the people who knew better, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, right? They did this. And if they thought they fucked with the wrong person, I'll tell you that much right now. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Like, I'm going to let this fucking go? Are you out of your mind, Commonwealth? Oh my goodness gracious. I guess when it's not your money, when it's taxpayer money, you don't really give a shit if you get sued. But I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm ready to fuck. I'm ready. Karen Reed's ready to fuck too, starting Monday. We all are, man. This is all going down. It is bad, and I hope the McAlberts and their fake optimism, and they go online like, oh, yeah, she's going to be convicted. Not one of them actually believes that. They are shitting their collective fucking pants, as they should be, because they're all going to jail. Jennifer McCabe's going to jail. She's going to rot in prison for a decade. Her kids are going to have to fucking visit her once a month. It's going to be awful. If her kids have kids, she's not going to see her grandkids. She's not going to be there for her birth. It is going to be fucking horrible. And it's so well deserved. So well deserved. That's who the fake victim chose to become friends with. 5 months ago, she's hanging out with me. We're going out. We're having a good time. We're having fun. Hanging out with decent, respectable members of society. And now she's friends with murderers and ratchets. Oh, by the way, speaking of ratchets, Twisted Tragedies got kicked out of court today. She brought 3 people with her. Some chick, some basic bitch named Julie Guinto or something. I don't know, she's some idiot on Twitter. She used to be a Turtleboy writer, I guess. I don't know. And then there's some ginger ratchet extraordinaire. Like, I don't know what this thing was. She looked like she was on meth, like a butt farmer, people were calling her. Like, dude. And she, of course, she's a ginger. She just looked, oh my God, that's who she was with. And to top it all off, Twisted Tragedies was there. So that's her friend now. If you saw all the shit she talked about Twisted Tragedies, some of the most vile shit you've ever seen, she said about Twisted Tragedies. But we know that now that she reached out to her on Christmas and apologized to Twisted Tragedies because she needed a friend, because she didn't have any friends. So she had to befriend Twisted Tragedies, a woman who I called out months ago for grifting off of my arrest and grifting off of the Karen Reed case, who refuses to get a job, who raised $1,200 for her, you know, fully functional boyfriend to go to Florida and play softball, and he's unemployed too. And, you know, they asked people to buy them tickets to the Halloween party because she has no money, and she wears pajama pants to my court appearances. She showed up today. Remember, she was the biggest Turtleboy supporter until I called her out. And when that happens, they suddenly believe Karen Reed's guilty. They say, oh, we looked at the new evidence and we changed my mind. No, stop it. You're mad at Turtleboy. Nobody believes that, okay? And seeing her there today, she started a fight with 𝗀𝗄𝗵 𝗧𝘂𝗍𝗂. 𝗀𝗄𝗵 𝗧𝘂𝗍, kind of like 𝗵𝗵𝗱 sidekick there, in a fight. And she started shit with Meredith. They said some horrible shit to her. They can't even repeat. They're so jealous. Oh my goodness gracious. Like that's the big thing, is she looks, oh, that really pissed her off. Well, so she starts a fight with, she didn't have PJs on today. She starts a fight with 𝗀𝗀𝗵 𝗧𝘂𝗍 and says, oh, like, I guess she came at her in the fucking, because 𝗀𝗀𝗵 𝗧𝘂𝗍 used to be a mod on her channel until she realized, wait a minute, this woman's a grifter. I'm going my separate ways. She never forgot that, apparently. And so she now, she tried to physically come at her. She had to be thrown out of the courtroom. That's who they roll with. That's who the McAlberts roll with. And shame on Paul O'Keefe, by the way. Shame on Paul O'Keefe. We found out in these messages, right, that the person who invited, like, Krusty's like, oh, Paul O'Keefe wants to talk to you. And she goes, Paul O'Keefe wants to talk to me? It's like so excited. Oh my God. He wants to talk to me? And Paul O'Keefe is supposed, we're all supposed to feel bad for Paul O'Keefe. And you want to, because his brother died. But how can you sometimes when you see the things that he does? Like, he shows up to court with the murderers, but then we find out that she admitted in court today when my attorney, Bradel, asked her, who invited you that day, the 26th? Because she's like, I was invited there. And I wrote down in notes, I'm like, ask her who? Ask her which one? He goes, specifically, who invited you? He goes, well, the family of the deceased. Which one? She goes, Paul O'Keefe. It's like, oh, okay. So in case you were inclined to feel bad for Paul O'Keefe, just know that he treats his brother's murder trial, the murder trial of his brother, which the brother's the victim. He's not really thinking about, like, oh, wow, listen to all this crazy stuff the FBI found out. Like, oh, wow, this is fucked up. Looks like maybe Karen didn't do this. He's not thinking about any of that. You know what he's thinking? How can I troll Turtleboy at my brother's murder trial? Like, think about that. Like, oh, he contacted Turtleboy's ex-mistress. And I hate when they say girlfriend. It's called a mistress for a reason. The ex-mistress, let's contact her. And let's get her there to use her as a shield. Well, got bad news. Unfortunately, she's no longer useful to them, because she can no longer evict me from the Karen Reed trial, which was literally her only use to them. She might have one more use. Maybe for someone like Paul. That wouldn't surprise me. But, you know, and God, I hope so. You know, sometimes people, you break up with an ex and, you know, it hurts when they move on to somebody else, and like, you know, oh, I'm the exact opposite. It's just like, oh, God. I wouldn't wish her on my worst enemy, but I kind of would. Because it, like, the past shows that, like, the odds of, if you date her, the odds that you will end up arrested for assault and battery and have a restraining order put on you are literally 100%. Every single guy that she has dated gets arrested for assault and battery and then gets an order on them and then gets arrested for violating the order. Sean Kelly, Nick Bonifilio, Frankie Keegan, me, even her dad got it. So, yeah. Anyway, so, and maybe Grant can, I don't know, I think Grant's like asexual. He says he's bisexual. I think he's asexual. I couldn't imagine Grant fucking a guy or a girl. Could you? Like, the gays don't want Grant. He said he's bisexual. It's like, bro, no gay dude wants you. Gay men are like well-dressed and well-groomed and somewhat handsome, you know? They take care of themselves. That's like what gay people are known for. Grant, you're like, bro, ain't no gay. Like, if Grant went to Provincetown, you know, looking for some cock, they'd be like, go to Truro, bro. Get the fuck out of here, you know? Seriously, nobody wants to fuck Grant. Like, so I think he's just there because he's just trolling me, you know what I mean? It's just like, he doesn't want to fuck her. I don't think he has any sexual desire whatsoever. He probably doesn't even jerk off. He's probably, I mean, he's just a weirdo, bro. Look at him. He's just a fucking weirdo. So, anyway, I'm really happy. I'm in a great mood. Good guys won today. Got the order amended just like we wanted. And I get to go to the Kearney retrial starting on Monday. It couldn't be better times. And then the fucking begins. So, anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for the live show at 9 o'clock on YouTube. And, man, good audience. 1,300 people. Nice to see you guys. So, we'll talk soon. Peace, Turtle Riders.